G'day guys, Steve Morgan here for Fishing Monthly Magazines with Nathan Shaw from Quintrex, and recently these guys had a media day to release some of the new Apex hulls. Now on that day we didn't get the chance to look at the hulls in depth, but today we've got a nice overcast day on the Gold Coast and I've got Nathan to take us through the advantages. Now basically how he's explained it to me is these new hulls and the new 590 Frontier we have here, it's an upgrade of the ever popular top end hull. And Nathan, tell us about the Apex hull and why it's so good.
Absolutely. The Apex hull is development based over about a 2-year period. We released something quite similar at a previous conference and the feedback was really good. So we decided to take that to the next level, develop it and really focus on that, if you like. So what we ended up with was the Apex hull. And it's super soft, there's much more room inside, there's more freeboard, it's very good in the corners, it's just really all round a great upgrade.
Yep, to me it seems like it is a bigger boat. It seems beamy, it seems tall, it seems very crocodile proof for those guys that are up in the Northern Territory worrying about the lizards coming in. But just tell us about, technically, let's get into the entry point. That seems to be where all the action's happening. Explain the shape of the hull up the front.
Okay, of course. So what we've done, the first thing you'll notice is its pickle fork nose shape. So we carried the chine lines further up to the front of the boat, so they actually meet the gunnel at the very front. And what that's done is it's opened up the front of the boat and allowed us to carry that flare all the way to the nose. So as the sea gets rougher, your performance increases and the ride softens.
Yep. It seems like the front entry has been brought forward as well, and it's just the whole thing has been refined to take away the pounding that you can get out of tinnies. It seems to be always evolving, this design of the Quintrex, isn't it? Yeah,
for sure. We're not one to kind of rest on our laurels. We've got marine dealers who've been in the game for decades now, and you can talk about how good a hull is all you like, but when you actually see these dealers get in the boat and the expressions on their faces and how much they think it's fantastic, and it really tells a story for you. It's just super soft, and we have something great in the blade hull, but the Apex really is the next level. Yep. And you'll see that out on the water.
Now there are various sizes of this hull. It says there's a 510, 530, 550, there's the 590 that we have here, and there's even the giant 630. Where they sit in the range is these are top line. These are the fully welded, no expense spared boats, aren't they? They're a boat. They're like the last estuary boat you want to buy, isn't it?
Yeah, they really are the pinnacle of what we're offering in the marine industry. Full stop. We've got more of everything, so more freeboard, more volume, a much more soft ride. So yeah, you really get what you pay for with the Apex series. Yeah,
you betcha. So like at Fishing Monthly, like we always do, we don't just take this guy's word for it. We want to get it out on the water and see how it performs, take you through the 590 Frontier. We'll come back to you with some specifications soon. So of course we've taken the opportunity to take the 590 Frontier, built on that Apex hull design, out onto the Gold Coast Broadwater, and it was a pretty good day for boat testing actually. 15 to 25 knots, scuddy cloud, wind against a fairly massive tide running out from the big full moon that we've had here recently. This Apex hull design, one of the features is that higher side deck, and the impression you get when you get in this boat is just how massive it is inside. It seems very deep, it seems very wide, it seems really long. You fit a lot of people and a lot of gear in this boat for a camping trip away. But also if you're in North Queensland and you're worried about crocodiles coming in the side, there ain't a crocodile which is going to slither into this. I'd have to take a running jump from a bank to get in there. Combined with the Evinrude G2, of course the guys at Quintrex import Evinrude outboards, so the R&D guys made sure that these hulls match these outboards perfectly. And I can't talk enough about the low end torque in these motors. It just jumps up onto the plane, but even in that 2,000 to 4,000 RPM range, it really pushes you back in the seat when you put the throttle down. They're a really fun motor to drive. And of course the power steering and I-trim options on this motor make it really easy. If you come from hydraulic steering, it's always a little bit daunting at the start, I suppose, to have such light steering all the way through the turn range, and whether you're trimmed in, going fast, going slow, the steering is the same. It's the same tension on the steering the whole time, and it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's a good thing. It's like power steering in a car. Once you've had it, you wonder how you've ever done without it. Top speed for this hull came out at 74 kilometres an hour. Best economy came in around 3,700 RPM, where it delivered 2.4 kilometres for each litre of fuel burned. When you see some of the cutaways here, it's not two boats we had on the water. These Quintrexes, they have one really nice wrap design on one side and then the nice clean new Quintrex stripe side on the other. So it's actually one boat just wrapped differently. That's a trick of the trade I'm letting you in on there. Of course, the more aggressive entry and the way they've modified the chines lets you sort of trim this boat down in and get the best out of the hull. It's a heavy hull, it's a 5.9 metre boat, and there wasn't a chop in, which would have gone up to say 60 to 70 centimetres in the broadwater here that worried this at all. This boat would be great light inshore, close inshore, heavy estuary work, or even on the fresh water, and that's testament to its top-ender heritage where it came from. The F-Series Quintrexes have always been a sort of an acquired taste. I know when they released the design of that pickle fork bow, everyone sort of stepped back a bit and thought, oh, do they look any good or not? Well, I think we're all over that now, and we all agree that the added space you get in the front of the boat and the better ride you get from this hull, you'll take the pickle fork design every day of the week for those added features. Again, it's the little things that Quintrex do that make a lot of sense on this boat. They've got an electric motor mount sitting right here if you want to, and like most people will, put a bow-mounted electric motor on it. They do smart things like mount the batteries in the right place. In this hull, they sit a fair way forward, and that's to get the weight balanced right to make this hull work properly and do what it was designed to do. Of course, I love the fact that you can flush mount a 12-inch sounder or multifunction display in the console, and that's a standard feature on all of these big Quintrex consoles now. Anyone that's going to buy a boat like this is probably going to put some big electronics in it, and you don't want them hanging off a ram out on the side or at a place where they can get in the road. Flush mount is where those big electronics need to be. And I love the new little features like the glove box, which sits down under your knee. It's a place where you can put your mobile phone, you can put your wallet, you can put your keys, anything you need to keep dry on a day on the water, that's where it can go. For more information about this boat, you can go to quintrex.com.au. You can organise a test drive with your local Quintrex dealer. And as an indication of pricing, we got Caloundra Marine to price one up, $57,990 for a base package. When you want to put the fruit on it, it'll cost you more from there. So until next time, this is Steve Morgan checking out from the Gold Coast Broadwater.